storm clouds moving in. Whatever's gonna happen, it's about to begin. I remember what the drunk donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page light is about to appear. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand that Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that it's trying to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation. Yeah, you're in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nation.
I don't know, man. I don't like this. You want to walk up there or you want to go back? I don't think we can make it.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Oh, man. It's Wednesday. What's going on? We are streaming live. Thank you, Miss Terry Murphy over there on YouTube. We'll get with you on that. Signing up for Cat 5. That is awesome. How's everybody doing? Let me click some buttons here. See what's going on. Let's see. There we are. We're working. All right, midweek storms. Holy moly. Got some strong storms expected in the south today we got to go over. That's not good. Kind of snuck in there. Definitely. First thing I did this morning, as I always do, looked at Mike's weather page. And I saw the SPC, Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, and I'm like, holy cow. So we're going to go over all that. It's storming right now. As a matter of fact, live radar, look at that. Man, we got a tornado warning already. This is not the storms that's coming. This is like round number 1. We got another round coming in later today. So today's Hunter's Day, so we're going to say hello to everybody. And get in on all that. Tropics are slow if you're tuning in for tropics. Got that wave we talked about a lot coming off Africa right now. It looks like it's coming off today. That might be the one that nears the Eastern Caribbean around the 22nd, maybe 22nd, 21st, 23rd. So if you're in Virgin Islands, Lesser Antilles, there's a little wave that we might need to watch. But that's not even on the NHC map, so good news there, right? So anyway, let's talk. We had the USF here yesterday. I was pretty excited. My old school did a nice interview. They were here for 3 hours. They're going to do a video and a print article. So that'll be coming up soon. I am alumni of the great University of South Florida, so I appreciate him coming to the house yesterday and working with us. yeah, so today's Flag Day, by the way. Happy Flag Day. Got my flag outside, made sure it wasn't, sometimes it gets kind of hung up on the pole, so went out, took the trash out this morning, made sure the flag was okay. So there you go. Big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Has that great picture, so I'll leave it up there while we talk about the weather ahead. I wonder where old Shelly's at this morning. She might be having computer problems. Let me text her real quick. I texted her this morning.
Alabama.
I did a TikTok video this morning. And those are getting kind of fun. Oh, let's see. All right, say what's up, Tom. What's up, Mr. Ryan? What's up, Eric? Eric, man, raised 0-2, not good. Christina says you're cute. He came up today. He was kind of knows the drill. He's pretty good. Breathing a lot better. What's up, Katie Haley? How's it going up there? You got storms coming up. The Panhandle we need to watch today. We're going to go over that here real quick. What's up, Miss Candy? What's up, Maria? My Maria. Oh, her power went out. Shelly has not missed a live. I was a little worried for her. I actually don't get worried very often. I was like, she okay? So she's booting up right now. So when she gets here, everybody say, Shelly, we missed you. Anyway. All right, so big thanks to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They're our big sponsor here in Florida. Any ABCs up in the Panhandle, you better be watching the weather today. We have this brewing today. Let's talk about it. I was a little surprised this morning waking up seeing that. Now, anytime you get a warm, lingering cold front, things happen. And, yeah, that's what we got. So, kind of rare. Everybody online is talking about this is very rare. For June. It's very rare for the South. Very rare. Very rare. There's Shelly. There's Shelly! So we got big heat in Texas. I posted that. We're going to focus on this right now. Tropics are quiet. We'll get into that in a little bit. That GFS hurricane that everybody was sharing ain't happening as expected. I was worried about it. GFS was persistent, but GFS is doing 2022 all over again, and you can't believe the GFS. And let's let everybody type in their hellos. So, yes, I might be going storm chasing today. I don't know. I got this weird feeling inside of me. I feel like driving north. It's about 5 hours. So, cheers, everybody. Make sure you pick up your Louis cup. It's in the official MWP store. All right, so the storms that we're getting now is not, listen, I had to Google this. I Googled how to spell a word. Ready?
Derecho. Derecho.
Derecho. I always said Derecho. It's
Derecho.
Derecho. So there is a chance today in the southeast that we're going to have a
Derecho.
Derecho. So big storms on tap today. All right. Let's take a look at the latest. By the way, again, since 99% of people love tropics, nothing's expected in the next 7 days. There is a wave coming off of Africa right now. You can see it. It might make its way and be somewhere around the 21st, 22nd before it might impact anybody. That's later next week. So I'll get into that here in a little bit. This GFS storm did not happen. It's still spitting up another one. But the only thing it looks like that we might get marked next from the NHC is going to be this wave coming off of Africa. We'll get into that here in a little bit. All right, so today we got a public severe weather statement from the National Weather Service. Let's zoom in really close here on the actual individual storm threats here. We'll zoom in on the region. All right, so a couple things to note. First off, tornado threat. hatched areas kind of rare this far south and east. 10% hatched area means anything EF2 or greater. Okay, that's real possibility later in the afternoon. Storms develop as the day goes on. Daytime heating. It looks like mid-afternoon to evening is when we're going to start to see these supercells develop today, Wednesday. So if you're in that hatched area and it's actually touching the tip of the Florida Panhandle now. Anybody in the brown area, 5%, usually those are tornado watches. So don't be surprised if you don't get tornado watches, which mean warnings. Watches means you have the ingredients for a tornado, like a tornado watch, taco watch. A warning means there is a tornado. So the watches might be coming, but this is concerning. Another thing that's very interesting to me, this is the sign of a darn it, I forgot how to say it. Dureco. Bad, man. I'm bad. All right, so we got a hatched area wind outlook today. Hatched area for this is a large area of winds that could see, and this is that building of that line. And remember, it's a bowing line of storms that comes in from the west-northwest. And this is areas that can see wind gusts above hurricane force, 74 miles an hour or greater. So even though you might not get a tornado, you might have some pretty significant winds today as this line of storms comes in later this afternoon. So, by the way, Shelly, we got a new Cat 5 in here. You might have missed it if you didn't see the chat. So we all welcome Terry Murphy. Thank you for being a Cat 5 YouTuber. And we got Donna now, a Cat 1 supporter too. You get some perks. Make sure you read all the notes that Shelly sends you. It's confusing to some. You got to read, people. Nobody likes to read anymore. I don't like to read. The ratio. There you go, Kathy. I like that. Ratio. Is that right? The ratio. I can remember ratio. All right. Big wind. We don't see this very often in the south. All right, and then we have hail to the west of this area. Talking about 3-inch plus hail possible today. Texas, Arkansas, northern parts of Louisiana and Mississippi. So, and we still have red, which means large hail all the way into Georgia. So that's today. Let's look at some future radar. Again, tropics, we'll talk about that here in a minute. This if you're getting storms now, this is round one. They talk about multiple rounds of storms today. This is not what they're talking about. What's coming is later today. Later today. But as far as me store chasing, Shelly, I said I might go out. I got a bag of chips. I'm packing. The ratio. I like it, the ratio. I got Joaquin figured out. Isaiah. All these big words, man. Not only do you learn weather at Mike's Weather page, you learn how to master the English language. Hey, Eric, what's up? You got your Tempest working? Shelly, you got some new brew crew. That's awesome, man. Appreciate it. It's the season. Healthy snack, Brad. I know. Well, when you're falling asleep driving, you got to do what you got to do. All right, and listen, before we forget now, let's talk all about today here in a second, but look at tomorrow. We have this tomorrow chances too. We're going to have storms developing tomorrow afternoon. Again, right here, yellow. Big part of lower Mississippi into a little bit of Alabama there, and definitely Florida Panhandle. This is tomorrow. So this line is going to droop a little farther south. This is Thursday. So, and it's, again, afternoon, evening storms tomorrow. So this is today and tomorrow. Let's look at severe weather maps. So we got a tornado warning in middle Georgia now. It just expired. Let's take a look at some future radar. You'll start to see the setup here, the possible derecho. Am I saying it right? Derecho? Brew crew. All in a bag. Dorito used to have the best commercials back in the day. I was talking to the USF crew here and how my marketing interest began when the Super Bowl commercials came out. And I used to love Dorito commercials, Budweiser commercials, Pepsi commercials. I like Liz Golden over there at the Ray show. Tampa Bay Rays. Rays are losing. What's up? Terry says she needs pictures. That's okay. None of us read anymore. Hope everybody's safe today. Mary Hernando says, yes. Today's one of those days you got to watch the radar. Make sure you have it. Radar on your phone. I love Radar Scope. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I just like Radar Scope. Make sure you have weather alerts enabled somehow at home on your phone. But this is sneaky. Like I said, I rarely wake up and see something on my page and get a little like, wow, where'd that come from? And today was one of those days. All right, so, let's just go right into the radar first. 12Z's running down. Simple put. Let's go to Georgia. We can see a lot better with Georgia. Georgia, bury me in Georgia. I'm going to play that song today, man. If I go storm chasing, as soon as I hit the Florida-Georgia line, I'm playing some Kane Brown. All right, so this first little clump of clouds and storms that we're seeing right now, it disappears. The bigger line is starting to brew later in the day. Here it comes. This is about 1 o'clock. Tupelo, Mississippi, right there. You can see it. Tupelo, getting into Alabama, and this is what they're worried about. This thing setting up and becoming some sort of now we're getting a secondary line coming in to the south. They just don't know what's going to happen. But here's a healthy line about 4 o'clock. It's setting up here about 5, 6 o'clock, and you can see it stretching all the way to Augusta, down into Savannah. But then there's another line. It's surprising that we would see any energy left in the atmosphere, but that one looks pretty intense. This one's later this evening, and we can have that thing go all the way down into Florida. So, man, this could be overnight. This could be around 11 midnight tonight. So, lots to watch today with these storms, man. Every run is a little different. You look at things like supercell composite, right? These are the intense colors. These are, right around 4 or 5 o'clock. This is the main area that the Storm Prediction Centers got marked as hatched. So, realistically, that secondary line be a little suspicious because once that atmosphere loses punch and we lose that heat is your driving fuel, and if that disappears, then it might be hard for a secondary line. But anyway, this is the hatched area that's being shown about 5 o'clock here, 4 o'clock central, and there you go. This is supercell composite. It doesn't really show up on that secondary one, but we could see some more storms around midnight. So if you're down the Florida Panhandle, I'd still be watching that radar tonight. The secondary line builds. We got tornado parameters. You can see right here, this is 5 o'clock right here. So you can just see the maximum daytime heating, dew points, everything's lining up to this area right here, about 4 or 5 o'clock. And that's probably where I would go if I was to go. But this area right here, it's looking at you right here. If you go back to Storm Prediction Center for today and click on tornadoes, you can see it right here, same spot, Alabama, Georgia. So this is 5 o'clock tonight. We'll see. So that's that. We just have to keep an eye on it. Warm fronts, man. The great Mr. Mike Clay here, Bay News 9. You might watch him. He said it years ago that you never take your eyes off of stalled warm fronts, and I've always remembered that. Done my homework on it. Totally right. Mentioned it yesterday. In fact, we mentioned it on Monday. They would probably originally this was only like yellow, and I'm like, this thing might end up being a little bit more if it lingers like it is. And that goes for tomorrow, too. And what the chitter-chatter is, it's all jet stream related with El Nino. And there's not a lot of concern, but El Nino, subtropical jet stream, Pacific jet stream, making the lower level atmosphere unstable. Normally the springtime pattern tornado alley storms that you see, upper level jet stream, normal jet streams. El Nino, we have a secondary jet stream that gets coming across that Pacific. The hotter that Pacific is, the stronger that jet stream can get, bringing up the instability. You add warm Gulf, Mexico waters, warmer than normal, storms have an easier fuel source to erupt. So this is a pattern you normally see later in the year towards winter, fall and winter in the south. So if this is a preview, we could be watching this a lot in the months ahead. A lot. Especially after hurricane season. So, Terry Johnson said, I thought it wasn't going to be a bad year for storms. Terry, that's not right. You might have heard El Nino. This is what I worry about. The main talking point when people talk about El Nino is it reduces the number of hurricanes for the Atlantic. It's true. There are lower number systems. However, as we saw yesterday, as my buddy Greg Montgomery called it, a little history lesson from Furman, we still have major hurricanes during El Nino. All the past strong El Nino years, the water temperatures were a lot cooler. So the concern is, and I'm not a hypist, I don't mean to use words like concern and stuff, but the concern of other Mets, I'm not a Met, the concern of Mets is that prior strong El Nino years had this water temperature. This is a strong El Nino year with water temperatures way above normal. And that's what the big question mark is. Like, that's why they don't even know this wave coming off of Africa now, what it's going to do now that the main development region's warmer than normal. So I've been pointing out from the get-go that El Nino years favored storms for the western Atlantic into Florida and East Coast. And the Gulf of Mexico has always had storms regardless of El Nino or not. So I'm more concerned about water temps. Warmer the water temps, it's simple as that. It's no science to that. If the water is warmer than normal, storms are going to be strong. That's just the way it goes. Nothing scientific about that. Nothing at all. All right, so we got that. Let's talk about what else we can talk about. So we got that. We were looking at some lines of storms. That's about it. I mean, man, we just got a lot to watch today. Let's go a little bit, change directions a little bit here. Let me click on this map. All right. So we'll talk tropics here in a second, then we'll talk about the heat. Then I think I might load my truck and head north. So, dude is in here promoting his page. What's going on here? Hey, I'm popular. Anyway, somebody's mowing the yard here. Who would be that? Nobody's around here with a blower. All right, so let's say hey to a few people real quick. South Florida heat advisories. Valerie says on YouTube. Correct. Is this my house? Hold on a second. I had to see on my camera who's blowing out there because it wasn't supposed to be yard day. Maybe it is yard day. I don't know. Oh, they are. Oh, okay. It's yard day. He was just here on Friday. Now it's Wednesday. I got BOGO yard days. Best $20 I've ever spent in my life. I knew the day would come when I would get old and have to have a yard guy because I knew listen, any guys out there, you know what I'm talking about? You know you're officially old when you pay to get your yard mowed. It's not that I don't have exercise ability. It's I don't have time. There's only so many hours in a day. So now you get a little background noise it's a bonus. All right, so here's a long-range outlook map. No tropics in the Atlantic side. Pacific side is expected. It totally makes sense. The GFS Phantom storm that was plopping over is trucking on through the Central America and likely going to become a Pacific storm. They usually get going before Atlantic side. They usually have more storms when there's an El Nino too, but water temperatures and wind shear and stuff. But we'll see. So they're predicting that. But what I am seeing here is this moisture, and this is that wave that we're talking about that's going to be coming in off of Africa. So let's take a look at weathernerds.org. We love weather nerds. And then we go to tropical tidbits because we love tropical tidbits. Here is the map of Africa. And there it is. So that little blob here coming off now might be able to trek across the Atlantic and could bring some rain and storms towards the northern part of Lesser Antilles the 22nd. We've been talking about it a lot. Not any development yet. Let's look at all the models. You can see it clear as day. GFS, even though we don't like the GFS, I'll show them all anyways. This is tropicaltidbits.com. Here is the weak wave. Very, 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 very weak signature right here. As you can see, we have another system it's showing. Don't look at that. Don't look at this. No, we're looking at this blob of low pressure system. This is the 21st right here, the low. So not a lot of development. This is not happening yet. It will one day. Just not this run. Overnight models on the GFS, same thing. Blob of low pressure nearing the islands here, 21st, 22nd. Euro, about the same thing. Let's fast forward, showing you basically the low as it nears, and it's pretty defined right here. Nothing organized. This is the 22nd right now. This is we got a lot of people, Virgin Islands and all the islands down there watch us. So there is a good chance of some moisture coming your way. There it is. Organized yet, not showing anything, but definitely moisture. This would be later next week, Thursday, Friday. A little bit of spinach showing up. Meaning there's some vorticity with it. See that? This is a vorticity map here that shows overall spin in the atmosphere at the lower levels. So it's not imaginary. It is a lower pressure area that could scoot on by close to the Virgin Islands, maybe Puerto Rico. This would be the time frame of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So interesting. It's been there for days. We've been talking about it. So models picked up on it. So the question mark is the main development region is so dang warm right now. Let's pull up let's go to Tropical Tidbits here and look at the whole region. So that would be the North Atlantic, and let's put up the surface anomaly map. This is what everybody, this is the chit chat about the water temperature. So this whole main development region is way warmer than normal. So the question is, what is this wave going to do? If you watch every day, we talk about waves do not generally come across Africa this time of year. In fact, that one lone storm in June, let's take a look. They don't usually happen here until like later July, August. So if there were a system out here, it could be a sign of more things to come, Again, the warm water might offset some of the El Nino patterns. So this is a water anomaly map. Another thing that's interesting to me, I like this image here. This is from Tropical Tidbits too. This is your 7-day water temperature change. Remember, we had a lot of blue in the Gulf of Mexico and just a couple days ago, meaning the 7-day averages of water temperatures. The Gulf was cool for a while. We had a strong incoming northeast wind. We had that high pressure over top. But anyway, look at the water temperatures. It does not take long at all for the surface temperatures to come back to where they once were. At one time, the Gulf was 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 degrees above normal. It's coming back fast. There's warm water below the surface. Does not take long for that top layer to get some upwelling and warmer waters from below. And this is the map that we look at a lot during the season. This is your water temperatures below the surface. And we have a lot of warm water below the surface right now, more than usual. So sea surface temperatures can change quick. It's the averages that end up winning because these little fluctuations happen. So we'll see about that. Let's take a look at some ensemble models. This is what I love. The reason that Gulf system with the GFS isn't very likely. Not that the GFS is everything, or the Euro. Hey, it kind of is everything. Here's your 10-day map with the euro, and you can see 51 members of the euro, one showing some weak low, not even organized. So again, I mean that GFS keeps plopping a system up. It's been doing it for weeks now, so just disregard that for now. The GFS not showing anything, or the euro not showing anything. But you can see the confidence is increasing here of something possibly brewing across the Atlantic in the next 10 days. And here's a colored map here. You can see that shows blends the colors up together. I like this map a lot because it kind of puts it in perspective here. Boom, right there. You can see it's only tropical depression map, but the colors are increasing over time. It's what we typically see when there's an area that looks suspect. Confidence slowly starts to build, and this is that wave coming off Africa right now. So this, there you go. Nothing more to say about that. That's all we're gonna say about that. Blah 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 blah. Oh, Michael Sumner wears the shirt. Cool, buddy. Cheers to that. We got a lot of people that recognize it. Brad's too hot. I agree. Heat advisories everywhere. 113. There's places in Florida 110 plus this week. Brian Shields, I think, posted her. One of the Mets that I follow. Good. I follow a lot of Mets I like. I don't know if it was Brian Shields or not, but they were showing 110 degrees heat index across Florida. Let's look at today, just for an example. We'll zoom in on the south, and then we'll look at Florida specifically. Well, why did I click on that? Deep south. Was that a new graphic? Hold on. Deep south. Oh, we got a new graphic here on weather models. Now we have the deep south, which includes Mississippi now. That is a new map. Wow. Okay, so let's look at this, and then we'll look at the southeast. So here's heat index today. Oh my God, it's incredible. I mean, anything kind of purplish is nearing 110 degree heat index today. This is for Wednesday. Almost the whole state of Louisiana is 100 degrees plus heat index. I mean, we're talking 104, a couple pockets, probably more. 104 in New Orleans. That's going to be awful. You add in that humidity and dew point, terrible. We got hundreds across southern Mississippi here. So this is heat index today. Triple digits, 110 plus. Let's take a look at southeast for today. And we're going to see hundreds everywhere. All right, so here's pretty much peak of the day. So 101 Tallahassee, 101 in Tampa, 102 down in Naples, 100 over in Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach area, 101 Daytona Beach. So heat index today, incredibly hot. It's going to be the same tomorrow. Now it all depends on where these storms line up. Now remember we showed that Storm Prediction Center, that frontal line is going to dip a little farther south tomorrow for some strong storms across the Panhandle. That's obviously why the heat index isn't there, right? But hundreds again tomorrow, and then I think Friday they were showing really hot here across Florida. Let's look at Florida real quick for Friday. Friday, get it? Fry. Everybody's going to fry. They're going to be so hot. Like frying an egg. Here is Friday. I haven't looked today. Not really that bad. Well, it is bad. Look at Miami. 103, 102, 101. Ugh. Saturday. Sporadic. Saturday the rains return, so it's kind of hard to predict. So really, the big stuff goes away by tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. South Florida, I-4 South, heat index. Yikes, right? Let's look at some rainfall predictions. Obviously, it's all going to depend on storms. Let's look at I guess storm or focus a little bit on rain, not so much our stormy area, but what everybody else is going to get. So yeah, as I figured. All right, so obviously this is the place to watch right here. This is where everybody's worried about. But like down here, it's normal stuff. Storms are going to develop probably just off the coast. West Central Florida, not going to get much. West Coast Florida, not going to get much. Storms are going to brew middle part of the state, eastward. Very common right now. That's our pattern that we're in. Tomorrow, that line might make it down through tomorrow. This is going to be interesting tomorrow. Look at this. This is overnight tonight. It's hard to imagine if that's really going to happen or not. But we're going to keep an eye on this. A secondary line of storms overnight tonight. This is Thursday. This is tonight. This is like Wednesday into Thursday morning. That is interesting. I mean, that's interesting. Let's see. I mean, that's... What's their timing on this tomorrow? See, they're talking about this being Thursday into Thursday night. But well, here you go. A convective surface boundary may approach Gulf coastal areas by early Thursday. So we could see that. So there could be a third round of storms tonight, overnight, approaching more of the upper Gulf Panhandle overnight. Could happen. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Because now they're talking about it. You can read in between the lines here with the National Weather Service that they're starting to see more support, that we can see a secondary burst of juice. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So don't be surprised if overnight tonight there's a chance here that we could see a secondary line of storms possibly brewing here. Here's that main line to right. Where am I at? Wednesday. Here we are. Here's that main line tonight coming through. This is it right here. And then look what's behind it. That's what's the question now, is that there is a possibility. So again, this let me show you here. This is the line. This is what they're worried about for the strong hatch tornadoes, the big winds, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock tonight, depending on where you're at. This is the question mark. This little guy right here. This could be a secondary line that sets up. I don't know how it would have any heat source, but it could happen. This is overnight. This is, like 10, 11 o'clock, 9, 10, 11 tonight. And this is overnight, close to midnight, 1 o'clock. Man, and then it could hang around at I-4 by 3, 4 in the morning. That's interesting. And here's that other line they're talking about for tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning. Another line. So multiple rounds. Look at it. Look at it. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. 4 rounds coming. Look at it. Repeat. Boom, 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 boom. Man, lots to watch. So we covered hurricanes, we covered heat, we covered storms. Talked about USF. Awesome. Got cleaned up desks because, yep, good. Thought I had something to show, but I don't. All right, let's say hi to everybody for a little bit, and then we'll probably sign off, because if I'm going, I need to go and pack up. Anyway, hey, Tom Buffalo. What's up, buddy? Rinse and repeat. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Man, like I said, they're talking about this El Nino pattern, and it could be a consistent thing. I mean, that would be unheard of. Right? So all the dads out there, hope you have a great Father's Day coming up. It's Sunday. Don't forget your dad. Don't forget your moms. We're going to celebrate ours Monday, I think. My mom's birthday is first day of summer, so we're going to do a dinner together. I think we're going to go to TBBC, my new favorite place. They have the best calzones on the planet. Oh, God, they're so good. Pepperoni, double pepperoni, bacon, and jalapenos, man. Oh, my God, I could taste it. Yeah, there you go. Let's talk. What are you guys talking about? Let me. Jonathan trying to get out the truck before it's storming. How is Carolina? Well, you're good. You can see it coming your way. Round 1, round 2. 4 rounds of storms coming, man. That's crazy. Multiple rounds. Jody keeps losing her plants. I got tired of digging plants in our front yards, and now I have pots, and I got rocks in the bottom of my pots. That was ingenious, redneck ingenuity at its finest. So now my pots don't flip over. I put rocks in the bottom of them. Jennifer, I think I might be going into storms. I think so. I have nothing cooking today. I kind of miss my truck in my little happy place. So I might just do that. I don't know. We took the boat out last night. Went on the bay. It was beautiful. Went to Bahama Breeze. Haven't been there in a year. I don't even think we went last year once. We usually go on the intercoastal side, but it was great. It was great. I had a good time. The kids were good, so it was a very, very good day. Yeah, we'll try to post, live. It's hard. I guess, if you're a Cat 5, I know we got to add some new people to the Cat 5 list, but, I send out a text. We'll try to keep the Brew Crew updated as much as we can. I'll be streaming live. You can find it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I just did a TikTok video. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. I think I finally figured out the algorithm. Is that how you pronounce it? Algorithm? Let's see where we're at here. So I did a video this morning, and it's already got 19,000 views on it. That's incredible. And that was only like 2 hours ago. So that's powerful. And it was about our storms today. So, anyway. So there you go. All right. We're going to talk about that wave. Here's some ensembles, too. So if everybody's curious about ensembles, you go to weathernerds.org, and Levi's got them, too. But if you go to ECNS, it's, load capacity. That's interesting. I've never seen them have load capacity problems. That's interesting. I don't even have it linked on my site yet. That's not good. I wonder what's going on. Huh. Well, let's take a look at TC guidance. All right. I don't think we have. Let's see here. Tracks on, lows on, tracks on. All right. So let's go to next hour. So these are static links. These aren't the animated ones. So let's click. I hate clicking. It takes forever. 6:16. God, we got to go a couple more days. Come on. Click. I wonder if we can go use the arrow button. We can. Oh, where did it go? Oh, this is 60. No, it's not. There they are. Here they come. All right. So this is 6:19. This is that wave coming off of Africa eventually. And you can just see a cluster of ensembles. Now, remember, there's 51 ensembles from the Euro. It doesn't mean there's huge support. It just means that there could be something worth tracking here as we near the 22nd. Here's the 21st. So if you're in the islands, 21st, you still look okay. Whatever blob's coming, it's going to get. So we have that frontal line weakening the Bermuda High a little bit. It's allowing our first wave to pull north. Most of the time, early season, they all crash down into South America, cross through Central and pop on out to the Pacific. But this one's getting a little lift, first one of the year. And there you go. So if you're 22nd, not a lot of support of it developing yet. But a lot of question marks, on what's going to happen with those water temperatures, right? So that's legit the first wave possibly to watch this season. 10 days out, long way, but we've been talking about it. It seems like an eternity now. So that's what I do. Like, I think I teased it in the Brew Crew. When did I tease it, Shelly? Like a week ago? Maps, you can see that kind of stuff. And that was posted months ago that the moisture around the Western Atlantic, Caribbean was expected to be a little above normal as far as moisture. So this is all lining up with the possibility of early preseason early wave action that we normally don't see. Historically, looking back at that Pacific time frame in June, here it is. This is very odd. June 21st to June 30th for 1851 to 2015, one organized system. Only one east of Hispaniola. So this would be very, very rare. Very rare. A couple weeks early. Here's July. So, but this is 150 plus years of tracking storms. They don't include 16, 17, 18, 19, but you get the idea. All right. That's that. What you think about that? Here's the MJO. Start talking about that a little bit more. As we get into June 23rd, you can see the MJO is sliding through here, which is an enhanced phase. So could start, that's zonal shear too, but not truly all MJO, but we look at that velocity potential. I call it MJO. It's part of the MJO. So, you know, could be favorable to maybe try to get something going. So, all right, there you go. What do you think? That's about it. I got rope stuff to do. How's the guinea pig? I don't know. No name yet. She's sleeping now. Had a sleepover. I don't know. So far, it seems extremely calm. It's got the white nose, just like our dog, so it's really cute. For now, so they didn't name it yet. I'm really her initial thought was Miss Piggy. I thought that was going to be our breaking news today. Instead, it got overshadowed by storms, but she didn't name it. So maybe tomorrow will be breaking news. So no name for the guinea pig yet. It is nameless. It is a no name. It is like AL01. It was like our first system of the year. It's officially there. It just doesn't have a name. It's AL. So this is GP1. Guinea Pig 1. Oh, Jamie. I know. I always wondered what Jamie asked about living, 20 years ago before we had satellite and stuff. But, back in the day, man, it was gut feeling, right? And we had ship forecasts. That's where the ships models came out. It was ships calling to other ships. Hey, there's a storm over here. There's a storm. And they'd start plotting data. It's awesome, right? Ships would communicate. I just ran through, I sailed through this. I've often talked about living here in Central Florida. Oh, we had Irma approaching, and I'll never forget the 2 days, 2 days before Irma. The intense heat that was felt here in Tampa Bay. Like, I talked about it with my neighbors. I'm like, something feels weird. Like, it was stagnant. It was hot, high pressure. So when Ian was approaching 2 days before, I had the exact same flashback, and I even posted it on my social media channels. I'm like, does anybody in Florida think it's hotter than normal? And it had that same feeling of intense heat. And, I thought then, like, well, maybe this is what old, back in the day, forecasters and just gut feeling farmers back then, they'd know if something was coming. Well, the fact we were so hot, I always theorized a couple things. One, both of those storms rapidly intensified, but two, they also steered more to the east. And I'm wondering if that high pressure feeling had a lot to do with it in the future turn. So the next system that we got brewing, if it's hot, like unusually hot, and if it turns south Tampa, I'm going to say that there's something to said about that. Or it's just the Indian mounds that are keeping everything away. At least Shelly's back. Shelly, I was worried about you, Shelly. It was like, everybody's like, where's Shelly? Anyway. All right, cyclone. Yep. Hey, did you see the image of the cyclone yesterday? There was a low pressure area over the central Gulf Lakes, and believe it or not, those are called cyclones. Any area of low pressure with incoming winds is basically a cyclone. So we had a cyclone over land, believe it or not. A cyclone. Right, Kitchen? All right, Miss Piggy. Hey, we got a new Cat 5, Roy Norton. Thank you, buddy. That's awesome, man. Appreciate that. guys rock, man. You know I got your back 24/7. Well, not 24/7. More like 19/7. Well, not 19/7. I would say 19/5. 19 hours a day, 5 days a week, 6 hours a day, weekend time. Unless there's a storm. We'll always have your back. So, GP1. Oh, you're talking about the name Cyclone. I don't think she's that exciting about weather. So I got a question. How's the weather going to be like for Melbourne? Well, you just got the normal thunderstorms the next 2 days rolling in from the west. Late afternoon thunderstorms today. So they'll be moving across the state towards you. Nothing out of the ordinary, normal summertime stuff. I think the weekend still looks pretty good. Let's take a look at that real quick. I think the weekend, boy, he's really doing a number on my yard, man. I can't believe it. My yard is not that big. Let's take a look at the weekend rains here across the southeast. So I think once this frontal line dips on out of here, here's Saturday. There's still some lingering stuff Saturday. You can see that front starting to bow a little bit. Okay, so Saturday, yeah, we still got some rain chances across the upper panhandle down on the east coast. Pretty much that same flow pattern. So west central, west coast, not a lot Saturday. Still looks like we can see some rain. This is rain totals for the day, not cumulative. And then on going into Sunday, got quite a bit again. What's up with that? Man, so more on Sunday. Look at Sunday. So there's Sunday rains. We got another little line coming down that might impact Upper Gulf. So that's Sunday. Wow, I didn't see that. That's a big rain possibly for Sunday. So not a great weekend for everybody. I don't think we did any weekend forecasts yet. I don't think we did that yesterday. So my brain wasn't in tune with the weekend. But let's look at Sunday here. And there it is. Yeah, there's your Sunday rains. Wow. So there you go. Makes sense. Saturday, just kind of normal stuff scattered about. Sunday, though, look at that. Sunday, Upper Gulf. Sunday rains. Got to post about that here in a little bit. Take a look at the surface charts here. What we got Saturday. Just that dang front, man. All just nasty. Just weird weather pattern. Things are just flattening out. Just persistent. You can see this jet stream here. Let me show you what we're talking about. So, product of El Nino basically is just strong jet stream coming across the Pacific there. Let's look at 250 here. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's kind of dipping right there. Typically, in the springtime pattern, we see the jet stream dip. We get these temporary storms that come up as our 500 millibar low pressure systems usually, as Reed says, bowling ball across the U.S. But now that we're in a different weather pattern, we got this persistent jet stream coming across. Sometimes it's low, sometimes it fluctuates. But this is the fuel source that you normally get springtime. You need upper level winds to create wind shear. So that's why we're getting storms today. A lot of instability in upper level atmosphere from this wind. Lower levels, you can see it coming up. So upper level winds are screaming. Lower level winds are coming this way. You get a lot of shear and a lot of competing winds and a lot of opportunities for convection to rise and thus tornadoes. So makes a lot of sense. Lower level winds coming in from the southwest, typically kind of something that you see springtime pattern. But a lot of wind shear out there today. That's lower level. So Father's Day BBQ, Natalie. Well, I'm sure Dad would be happy just to chill on the couch with a 6-pack. I did not fix the links yesterday, Shelly. No, I did not. I forgot all about it. I ended up I don't even know what I did yesterday, but it was a busy day. All right. Well, there you go. We rambled on enough. We'll talk again tomorrow. Unless I get overnight storm chasing and I'm tired. Jared, totally bogus at this point. No GFS hurricane in the Caribbean next week. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Not seeing it at all. GFS has failed miserably last year, and it's failing miserably again this year. I'm sorry. Those are the facts. Not to you. Not talking to you. I'm just... A lot of weather forecasters don't want to give up on the GFS, but, man, it's got to prove itself better on this cyclone formation. It's just not there until we start seeing other support. You know, there's just a lot of wind shear. Think about it. That wind shear map I just showed, so much wind shear in the Caribbean and the Gulf right now that it would be so hard for a system to organize with that much wind shear at the upper levels. See, this proves my case right here. So, you know, first off, on the 20th, it was showing a hurricane. Now that's gone, totally gone. It gave up on that phantom hurricane. But if you look at the 23rd, next week here, you can see a couple ensembles shooting something up. A couple. The GFS has got 31 ensembles. So again, this is what happens if you don't get on an individual model. The purpose of ensembles is you would want to see 20 of the 30 suggesting a system before the operational run would say, okay, looks, you know, everything's lining up. These models read upper level winds. They read high pressures, low pressures, history, water. You know, every model has a different set of parameters that it runs. Well, if you're only getting support from maybe three out of 31, and your operational run is showing a hurricane, you know, it doesn't make sense. So no, I don't see that happening. I'm not a and I was talking to USF about it yesterday. I'm like, I used to be that guy that would share that one model run because it was, you know, I got clicks, I got likes, and I was like, but I didn't even understand what I'm looking at. You know, now, you know, I feel a responsibility to not share it because I know the reactions it'll get. And sometimes it's not the reactions people want, but, you know, I gotta keep it real. So, can you believe that? That's right, Lisa. Always go to the NHC. Can you believe Emily played softball in a 100-degree heat index? She pitched 300 pitches this weekend. James, are you here? I can show you some strikes. She did really good. The fact that she pitched to the same team twice means that they usually hit her the second time, but she did really good, man. She had she pitched 26 innings this weekend, only 3 earned runs, and only 5 walks. She had 23 strikeouts. That's pretty good. If you can average a strikeout an inning with decent teams, that's pretty good. Especially when you start getting tired, they start hitting you more, you know. But yeah, man, she did really good. So, Yard Guy is not a fan of the page. John O. That's all right. He's a cool dude. I'm just glad he's cutting the yard because sometimes it gets, you know, I'd rather cut it now before it's wet. Sometimes he cuts it after we had a big rainstorm or something and I got to worry about track, you know, wheel marks sinking. Well, we got a really soft backyard. It gets really mushy. Not the best for lawnmowers. How's the shoulder? She's good, man. Stephanie, she's good. She's really good. It's incredible. I'm bragging about her. She's got a big meet coming up next week, so we're gonna see what she's got. She's got a couple schools looking at her. Let me show you her video here. I might as well, since we have these softball fans. I always share her stuff, but this was it might pop up in the screen here. These are her strikeouts. Let's see if they show up here. Let's turn it up. There you go. It gets a little clearer quality here in a second. So let's see. That was a curveball that obviously broke good. I don't know what that one was, but There's a changeup. Changeup's when it's working. A little curveball. Well, outside plate. Yeah, 300 pitches, man. There's a great curveball there. Hit the outside edge. He might have. He touched the outside plate, man. She's working in corners. That was outside screwball. Velocity. There's a great inside screwball. Chase a changeup. I love the reactions of the girls. Alright, well, that's enough of that. It was a good weekend anyway. It was a good weekend. I was proud of her. And she batted 500 too, so that's good. Anyway, what happened to my page here? Oh, it's way over here. Alright, well, I rambled on enough. So anyway, I don't know what she's coming over that way. We're going to Panama City in July, though, for a big World Series. Thomasville, Georgia. I know where that's at, Terry. I think there's a school up there that we might be going to for a camp. Gotta stay hydrated. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. As always, we love y'all. Big thanks to my... obviously, ABC Fire Wine Spirits, of course, locally Done Right Roofing here. If you got any roofing needs, check them out. Great people, do a lot of support for our community and sponsor a lot of kids' sports. Done Right, Pasco, Pinellas, and Hillsboro. And, yeah, we'll be catching you tomorrow. So if we go streaming, I'll definitely let everybody know. I don't know. If I head north, I'll let everybody know. How about that? All right. We will see everybody tomorrow. Thanks, Shelly. Glad you made it. And see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.